So, like I was saying, going into it, I thought that maybe I was going to end up thinking the Vikings had a good chance to win the division. But going through their record, I have the Packers ending 12-5, not as dominant as they've been the last couple regular seasons, but still really, really solid. And I think enough to probably win the division. Week one, they're at the Vikings. I have them losing that game. Just start off, I think the Vikings start off hot and at home. Week two against the Bears, I have them winning. Week three at the Bucks, I have them losing, which we kind of previewed when answering the question about rivalries a little bit earlier. I just think the Bucks at home are going to have a little bit of an advantage, and there's just more continuity with Brady and some of the weapons he has already. I don't think Godwin will be back, but I mean, Mike Evans and Fournette are back, and Julio Jones is even half of what Julio Jones has been. That's a pretty good set of weapons to roll out there against some young boys in week three. Week four against the Patriots, I have them winning. Week five against the Giants, I have them winning. Week six against the Jets, I have them winning. And week seven at the Commanders, I have them winning. So a 4-game stretch of wins there before week eight at the Bills, which I think they will lose. And then week nine at the Lions win. I have them winning week 10 against the Cowboys, week 11 against the Titans. I think either of those games could flip to be losses. I don't necessarily think they'll win both back to back, but I do have them on as wins on my initial schedule. And then
The
losing,
Cowboys, they lose to. They beat the Cowboys definitely. I just got to say that the Cowboys love giving it up to Aaron Rodgers.
Come
yeah,
on.
I was remembering that's what y'all were talking about. I think last episode when we were doing the Cowboys preview, but I just think Cowboys Titans back to back, like one of those teams is good enough to sneak a win in there.
And the Eagles too.
Eagles, I
It's a
have
good
them
stretch right
losing.
there.
Yep, week 12 at the Eagles. And then week 13, I have them beating the Bears. They have their bye. Week 14, coming off that, I have them losing week 15 against the Rams. And then 3 wins to close out the season versus the Dolphins, at home against the Vikings, and at home against the Lions. So I got them 12-5, but I could see them also ending 11-6 with one of those Cowboys or Titans games end up being a loss. Um, and just to cover the offensive line concerns real quick, that are kind of like one of the main things, question marks aside from just the wide receiver situation going into their season. And this is also something we already previewed a couple episodes ago and a little bit earlier when talking about just the good coach, the offensive line coaching that the Packers have. One thing I was reading just when getting my stuff together for this is that they had injuries on the O line all of last year and still just managed to put together successful offensive line seasons. So, based off what I've seen, I think there's room for concern for the O line injuries, but I think that just given their history, Green Bay will probably figure it out and probably have dudes that are well coached and fill in well for people as they're out. Will they end up top five O line? Maybe not, but a lot of people still see them as ending up a top 10 O line, even with the injury concerns. I think they'll be pretty good there no matter what. And I think Keese, a couple episodes ago, when we were talking about quarterbacks, just talked about Aaron Rodgers this year is just going to play like mad conservative, like he always does, and just find the right reads. I ultimately just think that's the case. That even if he doesn't have as long to make a play, he'll usually end up making the right play no matter what, even with offensive line concerns going in there too. So
He said
I think they're poised for a good year.